You follow the exact advice the billionaires give you. You save, you invest, and yet your portfolio growth feels completely negligible. Most beginners believe that copying safe, passive index funds will eventually yield the same exponential wealth they see in the headlines. This chart shows why that logic fails. An 8% return on a billion-dollar portfolio is $80 million, but that same 8% return on a $5,000 portfolio is only $400. That $400 doesn't change your life. It doesn't even cover a month's rent, leaving you stuck in the daily grind despite doing everything by the book. Copying a billionaire's modern strategy is a trap for the beginner. It is a system built for preserving existing capital, not for generating it from scratch. Warren Buffett is the world's most famous symbol of this safe, institutional approach to investing. But the advice he gives to the public today is the opposite of the aggressive methods he used to build his first million. Early on, Buffett relied on a framework called cigar butt investing, a strategy built for rapid growth on a small scale. This requires you to stop behaving like a consumer who reacts to market movements and start operating like an investor who sets the odds in their favor. To reach escape velocity, you have to ignore what billionaires do now and apply the rules they used when they were in your position. The modern institutional strategy is simple. You buy highly capitalized blue-chip stocks and hold broad index funds. This strategy is designed for steady, single-digit percentage yields that compound over several decades. The trade-off is clear. It requires very little effort and almost no emotional strain, making it easy to recommend to the general public. However, without a massive starting balance, this low-risk math ensures you will stay exactly where you are for a very long time. By choosing the safe path too early, you are essentially trading your prime years away waiting for compounding to become meaningful. The cigar butt strategy shifts the focus towards an active search for deeply discounted, overlooked assets. The goal is to find companies that are ugly or ignored, but still have one puff of value left in them before they are discarded. As the matrix shows, this approach generates much higher percentage yields, which is exactly how small amounts of capital grow quickly. The cost is time. You have to commit to researching and identifying these specific opportunities yourself. It also demands discipline. You have to ignore the hype cycles and stick strictly to the numbers. This is a calculated system, unlike the passive gambling of chasing meme stocks or viral trends. The cigar butt method trades your time and focus for the rapid growth that index funds cannot provide at a small scale. If the historical math is this straightforward, why does the financial media make investing seem so overwhelmingly complex? Large institutions profit by selling complexity. They want you to believe that predicting the future requires their specific expertise. That manufactured complexity is expensive, and for small portfolios, advisory fees and management costs can eat up the few gains you have. Relying on these experts takes the control out of your hands, leaving you to simply react to whatever news they prioritize. True wealth building doesn't come from predicting macroeconomics. It comes from following a consistent set of rules. By cutting through the noise and setting your own behavioral rules, you stop paying the industry's complexity tax. To apply this, you have to match your strategy to your actual financial reality. We use a threshold based on capital efficiency. If your portfolio is under $100,000, an 8% return is less than $8,000 a year. That won't offset living costs, making the active, historical framework your best growth tool. At this stage, you trade effort for the higher returns needed for a meaningful balance. Once you cross that $100,000 mark, the absolute dollars generated by passive growth start to become significant. At this point, you have earned the right to shift into passive compounding to protect and steadily scale what you've built. Stagnation usually happens because of a mismatch, using a preservation strategy when you are still in a growth phase. Success in either path depends on adhering to the framework, not guessing at what the market might do next. Automate your process as much as possible to reduce the need for daily decision-making. When the market fluctuates, your priority is keeping your emotions in check. A rule-based investor operates on data, while the consumer gambles on the news cycle. Stop reacting to external noise. Trust the math and let the established framework do the heavy lifting for you. Building wealth doesn't require predicting the future. It requires identifying the rules that apply to your current capital and executing them without exception.